joining us on Global Columbus. My name is Guadalupe Velasquez, and I'll be your host for this evening's show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Latina Mentoring Academy, in particular, the Hispanic Chamber of Columbus's Latina Mentoring Academy. And my guests tonight are Laid Marin Markham, who is the Vice President of the Hispanic Chamber of Columbus, Talia Amador, who was a graduate of the 2011 class, Lillian Sarsad, who was a mentor of the 2011 class and also a personal consultant. And we'll get into that more deeply as we go on with the show. And Mylene Sambois, who was a graduate of the 2010 class of the Latina Mentoring Academy. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome. Thank you.
And so before we get started, I think it would be great to get to know a little bit about each of you. I'm sorry, Laid, could you
good
tell
evening.
us?
Buenas noches. I am Laid Marin Markham. I currently work for the Ohio Latino Affairs Commission for the state of Ohio and under the governor's umbrella. I am also the vice president of the Columbus Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the treasurer of LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens. Okay, I am very passionate about volunteer work, and I work for I've been a volunteer for the Mid-Ohio Food Banks, for the United Way, for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and my passion lies in the music and arts and the entrepreneurship. I am originally from Spain and from Mexico, and I am very honored to be here tonight.
Thank you. Talia?
Yes. I am originally from Mexico. I actually arrived here to the United States as an exchange student, and as a graduate with honors from high school, I was accepted to Ohio State, and that was, quite a surprise. My dad said, just stay, and here I am.
Congratulations on graduating with honors.
Thank you.
Lily?
Yes, I had the pleasure of being a mentor in this program, and I'm delighted. I was born in Lima, Peru, Lupe, and when I was 5, we came to this country, and I was raised in Lima, Ohio, and so, and that is my story, and I stick to it. So nonetheless, I did my undergraduate work at Ohio University in radio, television, news reporting, and then I did my graduate work at Bowling Green State University. I have a master's in speech communication, and I used to work at the United Nations. I did some work there and did my Spanish tours and loved it. Nonetheless, I decided to leave the Ohio State University after I was working there in admissions and decided to start my own business. So I am a consultant, and I do help people overcome their fears of public speaking. I am an adjunct faculty with Ohio University. I teach public speaking as well as small group communication, and in general help people learn how to listen and to communicate as effectively as they can. And I love my work.
Oh, and that's very important
Thank you.
work.
Yes,
Thank you.
No matter what language.
Exactly. Mylene?
I was born in the Dominican Republic, the city of Santo Domingo, which is the capital. I came to the United States when I was 12. And the reason we came to America, the United States, was to get a better education, for us to open our horizons. Then I graduated from Reynoldsburg High School with honors. And then I went to New York to get my degree for college. And I have a psychology degree. I also have a business administration minor. I was a counselor for children with disabilities in New York. I was a counselor for adults that were transitioning from a home to their own apartments. I'm very passionate about helping people in the community, and really the program that we did at LMA really helped me to see what opportunities we had in the community and how I could get involved. So it was really an honor for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would say you're a very passionate woman in general.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's wonderful having you as part of the community here in Central Ohio.
Thank you.
So thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Laid, would you please just share with us a brief description about what the Latina Mentoring Academy is all about?
Thank you, Lupia. That's a very, very good question. I guess more than what it is what we aim for. The Latina Mentoring Academy that we call the LMA is the connecting of Latinas with the community through a formal mentoring and professional skill set development classes. The Columbus Hispanic Chamber is very proud to be the first organization in the state of Ohio to offer this formal mentoring and professional development that is geared only to Latina women. We are very proud of it. The LMA consists of a 14-week program, and it's where Latinas develop their personal and professional skills to help them launch them towards their career paths and to become successful. It's whether they're in the corporate or in the entrepreneurial settings, or if they're with the government or with politics, working with the states, the LMA is a combination that will help them through a classroom-style professional workshops and in a one-to-one mentoring. This unique blend and combination has allowed the mentees to build a deeper relationship, not only with their mentors, but also with their peers and with the community. The classroom settings has provided them a clear focus of workshop topics, and it discusses the topics that pertain to the life of Latina women in the community and in the careers. This one-to-one mentoring also allows the mentees to receive advice and guidance from their prior week's lessons and connects them with their mentor, who is usually a well-established Latina leader in their career and community. The Latina mentoring offers this for the Latinas and the young ones and the leaderships.
Great. Thank you so much. And so my first question is for all of you is, why did you become part of the Latina Mentoring Academy? Who would like to go first? Talia?
I'll go first. I was actually invited to be a part of this program by a very good friend of mine who's sitting here with me, Lair, and pretty much it was kind of like forced to, in a way. No, just kidding. But I am glad that she, allowed me to be a part of this program, because I have learned a lot. It offered me a lot of things, not just career-wise, but personal-wise, and I have grown in both. I've got to know myself through this journey. I feel like I have integrated myself into the community, which is where I was lacking, or where I couldn't find a way to get to be a part of the community, and now I feel like I am part of the community.
And so, other than your friend coaxing you to be in the program, did you have any expectations of what you were getting into, or did you just trust that your friend told you to do something because it was going to be beneficial?
I wasn't sure of what exactly to expect, and I wasn't aware of what the mentoring program, was either. So, like I said, for me, it was a lot of growth, both personally and career-wise, through this program.
Ultimately,
yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
Thank
and
you.
then I understand that Lillian Sassad is your mentor.
Yes, she is my mentor.
And still, I love this young woman. I tell you, I was so grateful for the opportunity. I didn't know that such an opportunity existed. So I get this call because Talia was attending a presentation I gave to the Southeastern Chamber of Commerce. And I was presenting for the Administrative Associates Day. It was one of those celebration of the women who do all the work, women and men, of course, who are assistants. So I'm giving this presentation, and she and her supervisor and boss came in, and I signed books for them, and we chatted. And I mentioned I was born in Lima, Peru, and she and I started talking. And a few weeks later, I received a telephone call from someone, I don't know, was it you later, and saying, would you like to be an Hispanic mentor for the Latina Mentoring Program? And Lair just went on, and I said, oh, I never heard of such a thing. I didn't know there was such a thing, and I would love to do it. There was such enthusiasm. And then she mentioned Talia's name, and I thought, I bet it's that young lady I met. I bet that's who it is. And I was delighted to do it. It's been an incredibly rewarding experience, because throughout my life, I've had so many people help me, and I wanted to participate in having the opportunity to help someone else in whatever capacity. And that's the thing I did, and I just jumped in, participated in every event that I could at the time, and thoroughly enjoyed the opportunity to work with Talia. We met every other week, and sometimes more than that, and we'd talk on the phone, we'd email, and it was a great experience.
Great, thank you. And Marlene, it's no surprise to me that you were part of the inaugural class, a pioneer of the Latina Mentoring Academy. And so why did you decide to get involved with the program?
Well, Kenneth Ramos, who's the president of the Hispanic Chamber of Columbus, approached me, and he knows my passion to help people. Like that's why I want to get my master's in psychology one day. And he said, you know, Mylene, this will really be a great program for you because you're looking into expanding your involvement in the community, and you're a leader, but this will really help you like develop those leadership skills that you already have. And I said, okay, because I trust his judgment, and you know, he has helped me since I was young to make great decisions. So I went ahead and said, great, I will apply. I applied, and I didn't really know like what the workshops would be about, how the program will roll. Like, you know, you had some information because they were very detailed on the emails that I received. But really, I didn't realize what a great program it was until I was in it. When I met the wonderful young ladies that were in that group who we become very close to. So at this point, one of my favorite workshops that actually we did was the work-life balance. And it's so important because as young professionals, that you're juggling your work, you're juggling the family, if you have kids or not. I don't have children yet, but I do have a beautiful family that I spend a lot of time with. So I was trying to see how can I help the community, do my job well, and you know, be with the family. So that workshop really said there's not really a formula for that, but it's really what works for you. So as long as you make time and you kind of prioritize, you know, what you have, then you'll be great. And since then, that has been my most amazing thing I learned because nobody's perfect. I did the best to do all three, and it really has been very successful for me. And that was one of the best workshops. The other ones were also amazing. And because of that program, I got involved in the community. I didn't know there was such a need for young professionals to help others, to go to schools and talk to children. I did the Young Bankers Club with Fifth Third Bank, and I actually went to schools and talked to the children about money, credit cards, checks, how to make a budget, fifth graders. And it was just amazing to see the light bulb coming into, you know, their heads. They're like, oh, you know, that was to me so rewarding. So I'm so grateful. I'm honored that I was really selected for this program. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to remind our viewing audience that this is a live program. Feel free to call and join in on the conversation. The phone number is 614-645-6557. We'd love to have you call us. So continuing on with the dialogue, I'm curious, so you said work-life balance was your favorite workshop. Talia, which was yours?
I have two that are very important to me. One of them was part of the retreat where actually I'm a part of it now. It's through Women Generating, which is a program that coaches women to be leaders, to be free, to kind of just, it's another type of leadership program, but it's more body-based. So you work with your body and you understand yourself better. That's one of the best parts of the retreat that I liked. I also liked from the work, the life and work balance, the best part of it was having to write down what your goals are. I had never sat down before and actually thought about what is it that I really want and write it down. The opportunity to actually write it down, you narrow down what exactly you want, and for me that was a first. So to actually start to think about it in those terms and write down and what are your short-term goals, your long-term goals, that was absolutely, critical to find out where I am and where I want to go.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have a caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, please go ahead with your question.
I wanted to know, for people that are interested in volunteering, do you have to be Latino in order to assist or help out?
Thank you for calling. I'm going to have Laid answer that question because she is, again, the Vice President of the Hispanic Chamber of Columbus. Laid?
Good evening. What is your name?
Glenn.
Okay, good evening. You do not have to be Latino. We are open to everybody, any kind of minorities, anybody who wants to volunteer. If you're interested in becoming a volunteer for the Columbus Hispanic Chamber, you can go to our website, which is hccolumbus.com, and you can call us at 614-384-5655. 5635. We definitely love to have volunteers. We also partner with Ohio State and with other universities that want to bring in young people to volunteer of all ages. And please feel free to call us. You can call the executive director. His name is Jordy, and he will be more than happy to guide you, and we would love to have you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lily, I'm curious, as a mentor, what were the highlights for you as a mentor in terms of the program?
There were several inspiring moments, Lupe. I would say the first time I met Thalia and I said, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to have so much fun. And it just took me to a place where I thought, this is a woman who is so devoted to her family, to her studies, to her job and her work. And if I can help her maneuver, shall I say, or work through some of the challenges that she faced, and just present her with some ideas and objectives to look at things from a different perspective. So that for me was very inspiring. She inspired me as she was on her journey, and I had the opportunity to join her. And then the women that I had a chance to meet, these lovely women who I said, my goodness, they're the biggest secret in Central Ohio. These capable women who no one really knows about until people start saying, we have this wonderful program. We have these marvelous women who worked so hard. And that was another piece. I was inspired by their education, their background, their desire to participate in such a program, and their effort, the effort they put in and the long hours they put in, investing in themselves, knowing people counted on them and believed in them and wanted to support them. And I wanted to be part of that program because I felt very, very strongly that as people have helped me on my journey in different ways, this was a way for me to be able to assist. Plus, I really had to brush up on my Spanish. I'm telling you. They would, hola, ¿qué tal? So I was able to really work on my Spanish and take my dictionary with me everywhere. So that was also a wonderful opportunity to continue with that.
When you attended one of the workshops, the first one,
yes.
And you stood up and you told everyone what you did, everyone was like, ooh, everybody wanted your business card.
They wanted, yes.
To get to know you better.
You know, as a professional speaker, which is what I primarily do, and as a consultant in teaching public speaking, not everyone is a professional speaker. Everyone is a public speaker. Everyone. And everyone must learn how to present himself, herself, in front of people, whether you're running a meeting, giving feedback, sharing information, talking to people about something. This is public speaking, basically. And the ability to be cognizant of that, to be able to connect with people. I always say we open up the conduit between the head and the heart so you can speak your truth. And that's so important, I think, for everyone, no matter who it is, to be able to do that and to understand where they're coming from, just in terms of what their values are. You know, when Thalia was saying about writing her goals and being able to write those down and make those goals happen, that's a very, very important piece as well of this program. And I think more people should have these types of programs to be able to participate in and continue on their journey with someone who's willing to say, hey, I'll take you by the hand and we'll both grow from this experience.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And Mylene, what lessons were learned through the program?
So many, so I narrowed them down for you guys. I learned that there's a lot of people like me, because you know when I first came to Ohio in 1995, you know I was young and my parents are still young. We didn't have that support. We didn't know where to go to if we wanted to start a business. We didn't know where to go to if you wanted to volunteer for something. Our English was not that great. Right? So we learned that as we went through. So when I saw this program, I remember saying in the class, oh my goodness, how if we had this when we were back in 1995, where we would be today? You know, so, and then I'm thinking, if I didn't know about it, there's so many people that don't know about it. So what I learned was that it's important to get the word out. That it's important that what I learn, I share it, that I don't just keep it, which I'm very good about sharing. So what I did with that is I actually referred one of my friends to this program. And she was a little shy, And I said, you know, this program would do great things for you. It will help you develop, speak in public, and help yourself really get to know and see the resources we have to help you develop all those wonderful qualities that I know that you have. Now, because she trusts me and because I actually ask her a lot of times, she went ahead and applied. And I can tell you that when I saw the difference, it was a transformation. It's seeing somebody that doesn't know where to go for resources, that felt a little like she was alone, to being this woman that knows what she wants, that's going after her goals and know exactly what business she wants to make. She volunteers for a lot of things. I mean, it wasn't out of my doing, but definitely made me feel great to know that I made a difference because I share this experience with somebody. And that's one of the biggest lessons I learned.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I understand we have another caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Thank you for calling. Would you please go ahead with your question?
Yes, I have a question. What are the plans to graduate after they complete the program?
Good question. So the question is, what are the plans once you graduate? What's next? And again, I think I'm going to give that to Laid.
Okay. One of the main objectives of the Latina Mentoring Academy is to help you with those goals. We help you to continue your career path or your personal path. So we give you the skills, we give you the tools to do that. We will continue to be with you, and you will receive a 1-year membership to the Columbus Hispanic Chamber as part of the Latina Mentoring Academy. And your mentor will continue with you as long as you want it. We can continue also to find you another mentor for another area that you'd be interested with. And you are also welcome to continue to become a member, to become part of the board, and to follow your path, either entrepreneurship and whatever you would like. You can also become part of the Latina Mentoring Academy as a volunteer or helping in the workshop skills. So there is many paths that you can take. Hopefully with that, the 8-week course of the Latina Mentoring Academy, you will be able to find that path, and we can continue to help you. We will always be there. Okay? Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much for all your answers.
Thank you.
And I just also want to add as well, so our New Americans Initiative was also one of the sponsors for the past 2 years of the Latina Mentoring Academy, and I specifically helped with the curriculum. And what we did in both classes is we also introduced the mentees to other leadership development programs. So I know for a fact one of the mentees who will be graduates, who will be on the second half of the show, she then enrolled in Project Diversity, which is a leadership development program through United Way. And so as being a collaborator with the Latina Mentoring Academy, that is the big question, is what's next? And is there going to be a phase 2? But in addition to everything that Laid said. So again, thank you for calling.
Can I add?
Yes, absolutely, Talia.
I would like to add, and what's next from my perspective as a mentee, and I think it doesn't end here. You can go forward, and you're not alone. Once you're part of the program, you are part of the program all the time. So you're going to have your mentor that's going to be there with you. You're going to have the group of mentees that you work with, which are they're wonderful. There's so many, and you become close friends. It's not just, going through a program. You're part of a family now. So, and you're part of the community. So there's, wherever you want to go, you have the doors open.
And thank you for mentioning that as well. And again, even what you said earlier, that you met one of the speakers, right, that facilitated, and now you are becoming a facilitator through that program. So there have been so many connections made with the presenters and the volunteers, the mentors, but also the Hispanic Chamber. And so you become a big community. In fact, there is a Latina Mentoring Academy Facebook page where they can communicate with each other and keep each other abreast of what's going on. So great question. Thank you. And so the next question, I'm curious as to how did it change your life? In the last week, 2 additional mentee graduates just came out and said, Latina Mentoring Academy changed my life because. And so first I want to ask Laid, and we'll go down, because Laid, you were a participant in that. You were helping to coordinate and a supporter, through the chamber. So how did it change your life?
Okay, that's a very good question. And that's probably what I've received much more feedback from everybody. Not only was I part of the coordinating, but I have been a mentor in the past two classes, the past 2 years. Now, I think that what has changed my life it has been more spiritually, because I have seen the changes in these young women, how they have strived to become better people, better professionals, how they decided to have maybe career changes, a little deviation of what they were doing. And I think that is a wonderful pleasure to see that you are changing lives of people and making them better professionals, better people, and that it's helping the future of your country and the Ohio, of course. Good. So that is my main benefit, I think, that you can achieve from this personally.
Great. And before we go on, we have another call. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead with your call.
Hello, my question is, when is the next Latina Mentoring Academy program taking place, and what are the requirements?
Thank you. And once again, I'm going to have Laid answer that question. And I know we have contact information, but I'll go ahead and add that both years the program has started in June and then ended by September. And so, Laid?
This year of 2012, we're planning to start receiving applications in April, and the deadline will probably be sometime the first or the second week of May. All the workshop dates will be in June, July, and August, and the graduation will take place the first or second week of September. So you're welcome to call again the Columbus Hispanic Chamber, which is at www.hccolumbus.com, or to call us at 614-384-5635, and we can already start, being proactive and to give you information.
Yes, and I would say that would be for mentors as well, mentee participants, but also for mentors. And in terms of requirements, it's my understanding that you just have to be a high school graduate. And we are taking women of all ages because we want to make sure there are different times in our lives where we may have a career change. And so what better time to be part of a mentoring program where you have someone who can help guide you and, again, make those connections to support that career change. So all are welcome. You just have to be a high school graduate.
Thank you, Lupe. That's a wonderful summary of it. And of course, we are receiving mentors and mentees. So please feel free to call anytime, and we will be more than happy to give you that information.
And I think the only thing I didn't hear specifically, and it may go out without saying, but we might as well say it, you do have to be Latina. So thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Okay, Talia, how has the program changed your life?
Okay, it's changed my life first in the fact that I feel part of the community now. I don't feel, as we mentioned, when we got here, there was really nowhere to go. There was no Hispanic representatives anywhere, so you were isolated. And the fact that, I went through this program and now I know that I am part of the community and I know I can help and I can do a lot more than what I was doing, just, through my son's school and stuff, or my school. There's a lot more out there, and I have a place, I have a home, and there's a family. I'm part of the community. I think that's one of the things that, to me, made the difference. I have grown, like I said, personally. I am on my path to change my career now, and I feel more comfortable, and that what I'm doing is the right thing. So,
thank you. Lillian?
So how did it change my life? I feel that every opportunity I have in many of the chances I have in life have given me an, shall I say, the guidance to be able to transform something. And while it wasn't a significant change in my life, so to speak, my heart opened more, if you can imagine, just to the idea that there is a community there that I had never tapped into. And of course, with Talia being my mentee and my ability to participate and go to so many different events to support her, I was able to interface with so many people in the community. I didn't I knew about them, or I may have read about them or seen them in some form, and yet not knowing that I would actually come face to face with all of the generous and kind people in this community who supported this program. So for me, that was very heart-opening and inspiring to see that there is so much going on I had no idea about. I was just working and teaching and consulting, and this just opened me up to a whole new world as well. And for me, that was important because I traveled for so many years, consulting for 16 years, that when I finally stayed home, so to speak, in Columbus, I now felt I had an opportunity to make a valuable contribution. And as this appeared, I said, okay, it's time to get in touch with some of my roots and go back to what do I know, what do I believe, and what do I understand about life, and how can I help make a contribution. And that to me was a great honor to participate.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Miley?
The program changed my life, and the fact that I have a lot of sisters now. So I have a little sister, she's going to be 16 tomorrow, Samantha. But then I have all these other sisters, and we're talking about a group 20 plus sisters, and that you can call, you can count on, that will listen, have similar goals, and that can help you to where you want to go. So that's one of the things that really impacted me, is to know that my heart, like she said, really opened to allow more people in it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know my heart was so big because there's so many people I have met from different backgrounds, not just Latinos. That networking events, you get to meet a lot of, would I say, high executives and people that have high positions in so many different companies, and to see that these leaders support the Latino Mentorship Academy, to me it was amazing to see that they care, that there's people there that care about us and what we're doing and want to support us to go where we want to go. And that was the beautiful thing. That's why one of the things that impacted me or that had a major effect in my life.
Thank you. And I did get a chance to ask you just briefly, how about your relationship with your mentor? Does it currently exist
Yes.
since you were a former graduate?
Yes, my mentor was Ramona Reyes, is Ramona Reyes, because she's still with me. Amazing. She really helped me to find my goals, to kind of define my goals and know what to do to get there. And we're still in that process because that never ends. There's so much to learn from each other. And I'm very grateful for her and that you guys have signed her to me.
Wonderful. Well, unfortunately, ladies, it's time to wrap up this segment of the show. Thank you so much for being on Global Columbus. Thank you for the work that you're all doing. And please stay connected. And I look forward to seeing you out there in the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Lupe.
Thank you, Lupe.
And thank you for joining us on Global Columbus. The second segment of the show will begin in just a few minutes. Hope you stay tuned.